All right, hello and welcome everyone to the Winter Classic MVPS breakdown for 2024. This is definitely an interesting layout, so let's jump right into it. I'm gonna split this into snake side, middle, and then the Dorito side and some bounce shots, so make sure that you check all that out. But before we jump into it, thank you so much to ProEdgePaintball.com for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out the website. If you click the link down below in the description, it'll take you over to the site. And if you use the code WATCHLEARNWIN on any of the Pro Edge specific products, you can get 25% off. So thank you to Pro Edge for sponsoring this video. So this is definitely a weird layout. That's all that there is to say about this. So there's going to be a little bit more on the snake side because the snake is broken up into these weird little sections here. So I'm just going to do my best to try to break this down for you all and try to give you my first impressions. So again, remember, just because I say something is there doesn't necessarily mean that it is 100% correct when you're looking at it on paper and when you get out to the field. This is just something to help you out. So from this can, I think this is going to be a pretty solid place to have your threes. Having someone that is able to adjust to where it is they need to be shooting and get the information across is going to be pretty vital on this field. There's a lot of changes that are going to need to happen to shoot gaps. And you can see this can here can shoot into this gap, shoot into this gap. It's a little bit blind, so if they stay really, really low, I think they might be able to make it, or maybe if they move on the inside, they might be able to still make the move, but at least you can keep pressure that way. There is a blind shot going in to shoot in between this gap for the Dorito 1 to Dorito 2, and then of course you can shoot the inside of the other can. So you're able to help out your Dorito side. So maybe something happens and you need to assist, you can do that from this can. Now you can also shoot the snake way, and I think this snake is going to be, I'm not really sure how it's going to play. There's some moves that I think that you can make in here, but this is someone that if you get into this position that you can shoot straight up, you can shoot right at your mirror, look through here, and through this channel right here, you'd be able to see what is it that they're doing. You can shoot into this gap, so if they are trying to dive across this way, you at least can either shoot them in the entrance or help to deny their movement on the outside. Now this one is going to be a little bit blind. You have to shoot over the top of the Aztec. I think you should still be able to drop it in, but if you know that they move over, you can shoot on the outside here and drop shots in. So it's at least going to be something that might be a deterrent, kind of like the Dorito over here. And then the can, you're able to shoot over on the outside. We're just going to have to call this, I guess, snake 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, that's, I guess, what we'll do. And then the little W's. So the snake 3, over here, you can shoot the outside and be able to help out. Now, if things start to get a little bit hairy, this isn't the best spot to get to, but at least if maybe someone gets over into your mirror, or there's something that is happening, like maybe they get over into this little brick. If you go into this little brick here, you do have a decent shot straight through this channel. So it's going to force them to not be able to hop the inside if they are trying to jump over and then jump over again. But they also are going to have a hard time getting across. So if they do happen to come up, for them to come across is going to be pretty difficult, and you should be able to roll off and shoot into these gaps. So it's going to be beneficial for you to help out your snake and then kind of move up from there. Now the inside shot, this isn't something I would say come and do. For some reason, they're not out past this can. Yeah, this guy can help, but I don't know. I feel like this is going to be, this brick's going to be more helpful, more snake way. And you can shoot at this brick, but that's not a guaranteed shot, but it is there. So of course I wanted to make sure I put that in there for you guys. Now, when we start getting into this weird snake, so this first one, I'm going to do just this side. So snake 1 and snake 3 is what we were calling it. That's just what I'm going to do. Snake 1, 2, 3, like I said. And then the little W's. So this first snake 1, once you get in, looking inside is not going to be super helpful to stop anything here. Now, if they are all the way up the 50 Dorito, you do have that shot. So if there's no one else that is looking that way, you can assist that way. This one would be a little bit more beneficial because you can dive in and then try to shoot this gap. You are going to shoot over the top of this little W. So, you know, learning where that shot is and understanding how to move it or how to drop the shot in is going to be really helpful. And then these inside shots here, This one is going to be blind, so that's going to be tough. And these are Aztecs, so you can stand up over the top, but then you open up into getting shot over the top. On the outside, though, is where I think you're going to be a little bit more effective. So that way you can wrap, shoot at this can, who's going to be someone that's going to try to stop you, and then it's pretty easy to just dive into this little W. You can also shoot into this little brick. Again, if you stay low, if you're already here and they haven't gotten past here, you should be able to move right up into that little W, where you can start to cut up the Dorito side a little bit more, this gap here, and a little bit into the middle, and then wrap. But I wouldn't stay here. This doesn't seem, at least right now, like it's going to be super helpful. But this tower is going to be a little bit more deadly. Of course, once you get to their side, that's always going to be better. But because it's a tower, you can stand up completely and shoot down on players a little bit more and be able to maybe catch some packs of people that are trying to use the beams. And of course, you can help out your Dorito side, not very well, but this side looks like it's like a wrap and go. Don't forget about these inside moves if you hop and then hop over again. So if someone's really pounding the outside, you do have these little moves. Just it's not always going to be there, but it is an option that you have there. And then let's look at the inside section here, and we'll call it a day for the snake side. So this snake 2 looks really useful. This could be an option that people off the break just go straight in and then are able to do that same job as this little brick. They can shoot straight down through here, through that same channel, and it's an Aztec, so you can actually play a little bit more comfortable and not be uncomfortable here. But you still want to know your shots from those bunkers. The inside, you can shoot into the entrance to the Dorito one, so maybe you can dive in and someone was delaying, and now you can hold them out of that Dorito one, or if they get to the Dorito one, you can have a lot more control and shoot into here. Now they can wrap and shoot the shot back at you, or the same shot back at you, but because you can push in and then kind of hide with this beam, you might be able to get a little bit better of a shot. They have nothing to hide behind in this little no man's land right here. Of course, wrapping, you can shoot into this little wing, and then the outside of that snake 1. Again, same thing here. Don't forget about these inside moves. Don't feel like you can only go on the outside. These beams, use them. Back up, try to shoot different shots, crawl back up, try to see what you can do in here. The people that are able to be most effective are the ones that are going to be able to use the beams to their advantage, whether it be to get a shot or to hop over, make a move, maybe even wrap the inside and crawl around, do something kind of crazy. And then this 50 tower. Of course, as you get to the 50, it's always going to be a better shot. That's just the way that paintball works. The closer you are, you're going to have better angles on them, and this is going to be no different. The downside with this tower is that if someone gets wide, they're able to wrap in kind of hard on you, and it's going to be difficult. You're just going to be hiding in here. If there is no one wide and you have someone behind you that is able to shoot into a player and it lets you go ahead and wrap, now you can shoot into this little wing. You can, of course, shoot that same gap if they try to fill out. And then on the inside, you do have a couple more shots. Of course, getting to their side, that's going to be the best bet, but I really think that the way to play this snake side is going to be how is it that we can effectively switch to make sure that people are covered? If you lose people in here, there's a lot of stuff going on. Even though they're not connected, you can kind of get sneaky. If you crawl, you can have it where people down the tape can't really see you that well. If you hop these beams, if they're not looking on the inside, you could pop up and show or surprise someone and get an elimination that way. So I think the players that are able to keep everything in check, so where are the players exactly, who's shooting the gaps to make sure that no one is moving, that's what's really going to shut down this snake side. My estimate, I think that this field is going to shoot a little bit more paint. I don't see this being a super fast field, but it's going to be very intricate in terms of the teamwork to make sure that you're shooting those gaps, because if you don't, then you're just letting people go down the field, and that's not going to be helpful. So thank you again to ProEdge for sponsoring this. Be sure to click the link in the description and check out the other 2 videos that I have for the Dorito side and for the middle. See you guys in a bit.